yourself in, but they are ruthless, hungry and in power again.
What's up, folks? Welcome to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon.
Oh, are we just doing it?
We're just going straight into it because it's been a long week and it's not even Friday yet.
All right.
It's Henry Kissinger's Pokemon going to die, not a threat.
Just a fact.
I'm Sara, aka I literally forgot about nicknames until this exact moment and I don't have anything prepared and I'm very sorry.
I'm Sam, aka just woke up after a visit from the Bernie Sandman.
I like that one. It's just us today.
Workshopped with Lauren.
It's just us today.
Yeah, and as you can maybe tell from the energy, we are both very energy today. I came home and I was like, yeah, I can record at probably like 6 tonight, and then I went to sleep and then I woke up and it was 6, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's about right.
And that's podcast. So thanks for listening, our patrons. Yeah, this was another one of those weeks where just not a whole lot of people were able to record. So you got the bottom of the barrel, me, and then you've got the top of the pops, Sara. So we've got an average of average.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying right now.
We meet in the middle, but you'll never know which one's the bad one.
Besides that, I already said. But
well, we don't know if that's the canon power ratings.
Yeah, we do. We voted. We voted. Everyone voted you captain, and I'm still really mad about it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
It did happen, but I'm not mad about it.
Sure you're not. I'm sorry. My brain is fucking...
As Stephanie points out on Discord, I love to talk shit about the people I'm recording with while I record with them. That's the opposite of what I did. I said Sara is top of the pops and I'm bottom of the barrel. But I did very much talk shit about Stephanie and Jordan while I was recording with them on Jerkin It.
It's very funny to me that last week I said the words, I can't be on HKIP this week because that would mean I'm doing a 3-episode week. And then, like, this same thing is, this week I was on the stick, last night I'm on this tonight, and then on Sunday I'm doing fear baiting, like always. And also doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I am too busy. Like, I didn't realize it, and I don't really give myself enough credit for how busy I actually am as a person.
No, we never do give ourselves credit for that. But if this is too much, you can drop out. I can do this one alone. And, I mean, this would basically... If we did that, this would basically be the end of the episode.
Yeah, alright. Thanks for listening. Bye, everyone.
Alright, cool. So, should we talk about the old Amazon HQ?
Yeah, so Scott Rogowski, they finally found a second man. They finally decided to say, we've had enough time with HQ.
Sequel to HQ.
It's time to make H2, but they fucked up and they called it HQ2 instead.
H2 premieres H Tuesday. Yeah, can I say, this is something that always stuck with me, and this isn't interesting, but I'm very tired, so I have no filter on anything that I say right now. So, why the fuck am I even telling this story? One time, Inspector Gadget 2 came out, and the previews said it came out on IG Tuesday, and I have had that in my brain all this time. There you go. Thanks for listening.
There's something that, for some reason, I always remember that the remake of The Omen came out on 6/6/2006.
I remember that Skyrim was 11/11/11.
And also,
anyone else remember anything?
I'm pretty sure the Simpsons movie came out on 7/27/2007.
I think you're right, because I went on my birthday, which is just a little bit after that, with my whole family, including my great grandma, who was like, I think 89 at the time, and she saw Bart Simpson's Beavis and she didn't like it. But you know what? Neither did I.
The thing about Bart Simpson's dick is that when you finally realize the joke of Bart Simpson dick, it is very funny.
The thing is
that he's Bart. It's that he's Bart. He's got his dick.
His dick was on the screen, and everybody it was a standing ovation. By which I mean everyone was erect.
My son is now a penis, just like Funny Bart.
Just like Funny Bart. Amazon, right.
So Amazon HQ decided to make the completely obvious decision of splitting their second headquarters between New York City and somewhere. So I don't remember what the.
I believe it's
like,
Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah, so it's basically like just outside of DC.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, I don't. It's just. It seems like that's two places. I think that's two.
To me, it's two places.
I think that's two different ones. I don't think that's one place.
Remember how earlier this year we were just seeing everyone capitulate themselves into like just to seeing who could shine Mr. Bezos' boots the brightest with their tongues?
Fucking pathetic.
And now
I've never seen anything like it.
We're seeing these incredible stories coming out now of like what every city and state was trying to offer in their bids for HQ2.
Right. And they were like, you can we're gonna build like a new, like every subway is gonna have an Amazon employee only car, or I'm the mayor and you can ride me like a horsey around town, or just shit like that. Like, yeah, I've never seen people...
Andrew Cuomo said, I will change my name to Amazon Cuomo if I have to.
He did say that, and just like it's amazing.
So Mr. Cuomo, please get that paperwork in order.
Yeah, I mean, you promised. Like, just the absolute desperation to just prostrate themselves at the feet of Jeff Bezos is just really disgusting. What
if they prostrated themselves at Jeff Bezos' feet?
I think it'd be pretty good, and it would be like the funny John Mulaney bit. But like
who?
John Mulaney?
Who?
A comedian.
Oh, okay.
He tells jokes.
I know who John Mulaney is, but I thought it would be funny if I pretended that I didn't. I don't know why.
You really confused me there, because I was like, there's no way that...
What? We watched John Mulaney at Peacock.
Oh, we did do that. We did do that.
Got him. Hashtag trolled. Hashtag owned.
Look, I'm more asleep than awake right now.
Pretending to not know who John Mulaney is to own the libs.
I'm owned, and I'm a liberal now. Yeah, fucking... do you ever just say the word fucking and hope that you remember what you were about to say?
Yeah. So fucking Governor Cuomo, the city of New York City wanted to it was like a $2.5 billion in, what was it, like tax incentives or something? I don't exactly remember what it.
Yeah, probably something like that.
It was basically the government. It was basically the government saying, we will give you $2.5 billion, which, as a reminder, is, I think I might have done some math on, because it looks like that amounts to about 1.8% of Jeff Bezos' total wealth.
I think that's about right. But the thing to keep in mind is, at this point...
Also, hey, remember how the subway system in New York City is literally fucking broken, and how every single New Yorker wants to improve it because it is the entire backbone of that city, and without a functioning subway system, literally nothing gets done in that city. And if Amazon comes in and brings people with them, it's going to just bloat the city even further, because people are going to try and move to New York City in order to get jobs at Amazon doing shit that is not working at a factory, and it's just going to add bloat to the city, and the $2.5 billion is just going to go straight into Jeff Bezos' pocket, and he's going to be like, oh, cool, I have some ice cream money now. And
No. That's where I want to cut you off, because that is not correct. Because Jeff Bezos has an amount of money that there's no such thing anymore to him as an amount of money. That money it's nothing to him. It's literally it could be like 50% of his net worth. It's nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't know that he has that money. He just sees a number and it doesn't matter, because he never needs to think about spending money ever again for the rest of his life. So what does it fucking matter how much more he gets?
It's upsetting to me that in the time it takes Jeff Bezos to fart, he could, like, the amount of money he earns in that moment would probably just, like,
right.
My college loans, buy me a house.
Like, look,
I know we return to this frequently, but it's just like, it bums me out so much.
The things that I purchase on Jeff Bezos' clips for sale page are not really relevant to this. Like,
stop it.
If he wants to make those videos for me, anyway, so fuck. Is there even really anything else to say about the? Actually, no. I do want to talk about. Someone posted a little snippet of Virginia's like offer to Amazon, which was It literally was, it was like friends in high places. And it was like, just think about, like, you need all, like, Amazon is such a huge corporation. There's so many different processes that involve regulations from different government agencies. Just think of how valuable it would be to you to be right there next to DC, where you can like grease some palms and just do some good old fashioned corruption. And that was like they were like advertising that to Amazon, which is pretty fun to see.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're in agreement. Oh, also, I saw
have like they're sending like a third. They're setting up like a third thing somewhere else, and like where was it? The third one being set up?
I haven't heard about this actually.
Oh, the fucking I want to say like Dallas or something.
That would be really funny if they just did all of them. If they just put an Amazon headquarters in like every city in the United States that had offered them to like fondle Jeff Bezos's balls. And then,
oh yeah, sorry, they selected Nashville to host a new 5,000 person quote center of excellence.
Oh, good. I remember assaulting one of those in XCOM 2. The other thing I wanted to mention was the like thing in the agreement that they made with I believe it was Arlington, but I assume the same sort of languages in both of them. That was like, the company may, for any reason or no reason at all, may like change any terms or may abandon the entire headquarters with like 5 days notice.
Within 5 days, and then Virginia has to hold on to them for like
30
20 years,
25, 30 years. I think it was like something in the 2040s.
An abhorrence of years, and Jeff Bezos can just back out and give 5 days notice at any time.
Right. Pretty healthy prenup on that one.
On a whim, he can completely tank the state's economy.
Right. And will, I'm sure, but
yeah. Hey, quick question. Do you know what Jeff Bezos' middle name is?
Oh, fuck. I think I actually do. It's... Wow. I really... I was hoping I would think of something funny. I got nothing. What's his middle name?
I just want you to think about, like, what is the most, like, white college student whose dad would sue you?
Bradford.
Close, actually. Preston.
Oh, God. Preston Bezos.
Jeffrey Preston Bezos.
Ugh. What is he? Is there anything else to say about Amazon? It fucking sucks. We all hate Amazon. Yeah. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Sam, what's up with Facebook?
New York Times did an investigation into Facebook, and this is fun because I wasn't this is how professional we are. I wasn't able to like read the entire article because fucking New York Times does their thing where they're like, "Oh, nope. I'm not going to let you read that." And I was like, "Oh,
you
cool."
You read two articles this month for free already.
Yeah. But the gist of it is, and I'm sorry to do this, but the fact is, I can say as an aside, New York Times is
Obama voice. Let me be clear.
New York Times is like this many free articles per week or month. I don't know exactly how it works. The fact that it works like that makes me so reluctant to ever click a New York Times link because I'm like, do I really want to spend one of my free articles for this? But yeah, so I'm actually looking at it now because on my phone it wouldn't let me read it, but I can read it now. But the gist of it is, they found that Facebook had hired like some conservative opposition research thing that was basically it was saying that like this was all like in the midst of the like Zuckerberg hearings and all this stuff. So Facebook had like hired...
Sam, I got a question for you. What if his name was Mark Zuckerberg?
That would be really funny if his name was Mark fucking Zuckerberg. But they hired some like Republican opposition research firm or something to spread misinformation, which Facebook, great way to deal with the whole thing with people being upset with you for spreading misinformation, that like all the protests about Facebook were being like bankrolled by Soros. So just some direct anti-Semitism going on there. Also, they had paid the ADL to like spread the word that criticism of Facebook was anti-Semitism because Mark Zuckerberg is Jewish.
All right.
Yep. And I believe I heard what the person who was like in
God, I just went to his Wikipedia page, and like this might just be recency bias because I did just watch my first episode of Star Trek ever, but my man just literally looks like fucking Data.
He does
Like,
have a bit of a Data look. I mean, Brent Spiner's a good looking guy. I'm not here to.
If you look at his Wikipedia page, he just looks like Brent Spiner. I almost said Trent Reznor, but thank you for saying Brent Spiner before I was able to say Trent Reznor.
That's funny because Trent Reznor did the soundtrack for the movie about Mark Zuckerberg. That's comedy to me.
He did. That's comedy.
Yeah,
you know who directed that movie?
What about that movie?
You know who directed that bitch?
That was Aaron Sorkin. Or no,
it was indeed.
No, Aaron Sorkin did
Sorkin.
the screenplay. It was David Finch.
David Fincher.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I just know I've heard his name.
He directed the Benjamin Buttman.
The Benjamin Buttman. That's The Social Network is an okay movie.
Hey, here's a joke that you probably saw on like Mad TV in this.
I've never watched Mad TV.
What if it was the Social Network and like Mark Zuckerberg like busted his ass out and like twerked?
What if Mark Zuckerberg broke his ass? Yeah. Also, apparently the group that was spreading the Soros rumors. Apparently, one of the people from like Crooked Media, the fucking Pod Save America group, was like affiliated with that. So, like the Pod Save America hosts put out a statement today. They were like, "We are very concerned, and we will be looking into this." Whoops.
Like that should be that's just immediate shit canning, right?
Probably. The funny thing is this guy whose name is not listed here in the article, I don't think, but this guy from Crooked Media was like, he is like he's a conservative who like does that shit, but they had him working on Pod Save America because he is like an anti-Trump conservative. They're like, yes, this guy is like a real piece of shit, but as the libs,
let's reach across the aisle.
We're really inspired by the fact that he doesn't like Trump. So
yeah, he hates the bad man of Dr. Donald Trump, and so we will welcome him with open arms.
Speaking of Donald Trump, should we talk about his funny cereal comment?
Yeah. So we already knew that Trump didn't understand how grocery shopping worked. Like a couple of months ago when he said that like in order to buy groceries you need your ID, and he said that is how it should be at the polls. Right, which Sarah Huckabee Sanders was like, no, obviously he's talking about buying alcohol. Trump, who famously doesn't drink, was talking about buying alcohol, of course, sure. But also well, first of all, he said the same thing again about cereal, but also I think the lead was a little bit buried there in the cereal talk where he just talked about the fact that like people were walking out of polling places and walking back in with a different hat. Yeah, I've got the exact quote here. Please regale me. Please, I'm going to close my eyes and just lean back in my chair and let this wash over me and remove the sins of this week from me. Okay. And here, I'll do this ASMR for you. Okay, hold on. Let me put the other headphone ear on. Please. The Republicans don't win, and that's because of potentially illegal votes. When people get in line that have absolutely no right to vote and they go around in circles, sometimes they go to their car, put on a different hat, put on a different shirt, come in and vote again. Nobody takes anything. It's really a disgrace what's going on. You ever just walk out to your shirt and put a different... okay. You ever just walk out to your
First
car...
I park my shirt.
You ever just walk out to your car and put a different shirt on... and then go back in to vote just to flex on your president? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how I made sure that Kim Schreier won. Right, yeah. That's how I made
which is weird, because we do mail-in votes, so I don't really know how I made that one work, but... You changed shirts, and your letterhead was like, oh, who's this motherfucker? This guy's I put my ballot in the mailbox. I got in my car that's right next to my mailbox, and then I changed my shirt. I got out, and then I just wrote on a little piece of paper... one more vote for Kim Schreier, and I just put that in the mailbox, changed my shirt again, put on a hat.
I voted in person, and what I did is I came straight from work, so I was dressed up dressed in full male outfit, like I have to at work, because I'm not out of work yet. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and then I stepped briefly out of view of the people running the polling place, spun around real quick like Wonder Woman, and then I was presenting as a girl, and then I walked back in. I was like, another vote, please.
Yeah, and then you walked out, you spun around again, walked back in, and you were in your fursuit, and you said, hi, another vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you don't have a first without a comedy, but
not yet. Donate Patreon money so that I can filch it all and just make a fucking.
Yeah, I think we would all be totally okay with you doing that. The other part of,
I mean, it's not like we use the money for anything else.
we buy microphones mostly.
Everyone has a mic.
Is that true? I feel like there's this is not important. Nobody cares.
This is not.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So the other thing that Trump said at this, I think it was like a Florida, just one of his like fun rallies. Oh no, sorry, he wasn't in Florida. He was talking about Florida. Excuse me. It was a Daily Caller interview. Jesus Christ. I just assume anytime I see Trump talking about anything, I'm like, oh, he's at a dumb rally, because that's the only thing he does. But no, the other comment was, if you buy a box of cereal, you have a voter ID. They try to shame everybody by calling them racist or calling them something, anything they can think of when you say you want voter ID. But voter ID is a very important thing. Now, I think there's two ways to read this, and I'm curious what you think of this, because way number one is that this is...
Well, first of all, I don't think, so jot that down.
Okay. Way number one is that this is sort of an elaboration or a follow-up to his previous buying groceries, you need an ID comment. And he's just saying, if you buy anything, if you buy a box of cereal, you got your ID on you. The second way is that he's saying that voter IDs are like a prize from a box of cereal. I don't see. This is the thing, is I think the phrasing makes it sound like he is suggesting that voter IDs come in boxes of cereal, but at that point I don't understand.
Listen, if you go to, like, you ever felt like when you get when you reach a certain age, like the box tops on cereal boxes doesn't really have an effect anymore. So what if you turned in 100 box tops at the voting booth and you got a second vote out of it?
That is actually how it works. I'm fucking surprised that it's not the way that we like integrate capitalism into our politics. I don't know why there isn't a thing that's like, General Mills sponsored the election, and if you buy enough boxes of cereal, then you can trade them in for extra votes. That's a pretty fucking good idea. Let's do that. I eat a lot of cereal. That's a lie. I haven't had cereal in a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I lied.
I've started eating cereal a little bit more like frequently lately, because it's like, it's a nice, like, it's not like a sugar-free. It's obviously not a sugar-free way to get my sweet craving, but like, I think I'm able to rationalize it a little bit better than I am just like eating a whole ass like candy bar.
I'm curious, what kind of cereal?
I mean, normally I'm just going for like some off-brand stuff, but I recently went with some off-brand Golden Grams.
Okay.
That shit is choice. And right now I've got a box of off-brand honeycomb downstairs.
Nice.
But like, if I had all my druthers, that's not the right way to say that, but that's fine. I did it.
Only Justin McElroy says that phrase.
Yeah, but it's fine.
And he's listening right now, and he's really mad.
Given my druthers, my pick is Captain Crunch all day, every day.
I was always a Captain Crunch eater. I don't really eat cereal much anymore. I was eating like granola for a while, but that shit's fucking expensive.
I used to eat a lot of Raisin Bran.
I loved Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran was always like my favorite. Raisins fucking kick ass.
So good. Raisins are like what if grapes, but you didn't have to like pluck them each one by one.
I fucking love grapes and raisins. As anyone who's known me for several years knows, from that picture of me with like 32 grapes in my mouth. I enjoy a grape.
How do you feel about dates?
I've never had one.
They're okay.
Are those unraisined prunes? Could I have said that less awkwardly? Probably not.
A date is just another word for a prune, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe prunes are dried out dates. I'm not sure of that, though. So thank you for listening to our podcast.
I thought prunes were dried out plums for some reason.
And we're off.
Let's just go to... plums. Haha.
Oh, well, there you go. So what's a fucking date?
A date is completely unrelated.
Well, I guess I wouldn't know what one is since I'm incel and I'm forever alone. Am I right, everyone?
Anyways, this has been Fruit Chat. Whenever I say the word fruit, like, my brain just like automatically does like You remember, okay, so this is going to be a couple of steps. So, obviously, you remember Vine. Do you remember the Viner of Zach King, who did those, like, weird, like, video edits of, like, him, like, grabbing a cloud out of the sky, or, like, taking a bite out of, like, a Roman Colosseum pillar or something?
No, I don't.
Oh, he was a really, really popular Viner. Anyways, there was this other, Viner who just liked to, like, take the piss out of him and just, like, do really intentionally bad video edits that were, like, parodies of, like, Zach King's. And the one that I always remember is when Zach King's Vine was like, "This is fruit swapping," and then he like threw an apple in the air, and when he caught it, it was like a cantaloupe. And when he threw the cantaloupe, and he caught it, was a watermelon. And then the Jack King one was just fruit swapping, and then he like threw a watermelon at himself.
Okay, that's epic.
Thank you.
When I hear the word fruit, I just think of when I was known as Fruit Hag everywhere on the internet. But then I lost that username when I jokingly suggested that a gore-loving 4chan pervert use it, and then he did. And then I had to change my username everywhere. The ultimate, I think that's maybe my best self-own since I got banned from Tumblr by the Secret Service.
Out of curiosity, what is your handle? Like, what is it, like, is it a reference to something? Is
what,
it, like,
Positive Stress?
Yeah. It's
Positive Stress is a song by Math the Band, who were my favorite band for a very long time, and still good. And then one of my two favorite musicians, Seiko Omori, also made a song called Positive Stress, and I was like, okay, this is a sign. This is epic. Okay, this is epic. Ben Shapiro voice.
Yeah.
Should we talk about how Jim Acosta from CNN murdered a lady at the White House?
Yeah, so Jim Acosta, he was at the White House asking the president a question, and he was being very mean, and the president said, "I don't like person. You're a rude, terrible man." And the Trump basically told him to eat his fucking ass live on the air. And then a woman came up to try and take the mic from Jim Acosta, and Jim Acosta pulled out his 9mm and just filled that lady with bullets.
It literally was
really
like
graphic.
It literally was like Eric Andre at the RNC, where she's just like lightly touching him, and it's like. But yeah, so fucking, did you see the doctored footage that was?
Oh yeah. So to be clear, in case you somehow missed out on this, Jim Acosta did not murder someone in cold blood at the White House. Jim Acosta, one of the White House aides or interns or whatever, tried to like grab the microphone out of Jim Acosta's hand, and he like moved his hand away, and like and just like apparent, and then
what happened? Watson, what happened was he was holding the mic in his right hand. His left hand was just kind of gesturing. She grabs onto the mic and sort of pulls it down, which made his left hand come down.
Yeah, his gesture
just like gently bumping into her arm. But the White House like tweeted footage that had it sort of sped up and like motion blurred, so it looked like he was karate chopping her arm.
Yeah,
it's so fucking stupid. I had to watch it like 20 times before I could even fucking tell what the difference was, because they barely even did anything, but they're like, proof. We proved it. He's trying to kill her.
So first of all, Paul Joseph Watson was the one who originally posted that edited video, and he tried to claim that it had not been edited, despite the fact that he, when he posted the clip, like it wasn't Adobe Premiere, but like it was the equivalent of Adobe Premiere that he was using. But fucking, like he showed that, and then someone like zoomed in on his timeline, and he's like, "What's with these like weird speed up and slow down effects you've got down here, Paul?"
God.
Imagine my shock.
Not to get into like very small, like low tier internet drama that nobody gives a shit about, but remember the thing that I posted the other day about some like EDM musician who was outed as stealing music by just taking other people's songs and putting it into like an MP3 to MIDI converter?
Yeah. That was
funny.
Great. That's a great Twitter thread. Then the White House tweeted that video from Paul Joseph Watson. I guess that somehow got into their hands.
Oh God, that's horrible.
Yeah, so they're tweeting doctored video footage as evidence.
Well, hey, Trump and Paul Joseph Watson actually have some stuff in common because they both eat paper.
Does Paul Joseph Watson eat paper?
Do you not remember this? No. Oh my God.
I don't.
It was so fucking dumb. he did like an interview or something where he like opened up about like Pika or something like that, and he was like, yeah, Pika. Okay. And he was like, yeah, I was thinking of Detective Pikachu, the funny meme that everyone's talking about. It's very popular right now.
Big fan of Detective Pikachu, by the way. Just want to come down on that side. Go on.
Not to go on a tangent of a tangent. I think the Pikachu looks cute. The Jigglypuff creeps me out. Mr. Mime is an abomination, but he always was. The Bulbasaur is fine. Anyway, what?
I like the Jigglypuff. You were saying Paul Joseph Watson.
Yeah, so he had this interview where he was like, yeah, not a lot of people know this, but I eat books. Like I just kind of rip up pieces of paper and I eat them, and I like over time I eat like books. And
I mean, I don't feel not to cut you off at the past. I don't feel like Pika is like an actual thing, and I feel like we shouldn't joke about that.
No. Well, that's the thing. Is then everybody was like, "Oh, Paul Joseph Watson eats books," and then Paul Joseph Watson goes, "Actually, I don't," and you all believed me, and it's like, wait, you
just lied about something that's
you told us
incredible.
You did. Like, why would we? I don't understand how that's how we're owned.
Sam, I pooped my pants.
I'm sorry. Do you need?
Just kidding, liberal.
Oh God, I'm a liberal. Oh my God.
Pretending to shit yourself to own the libs.
Did you see the most brutal ratio I've ever seen in my life today?
Was it when Nestle said, "Hi, we don't steal water"?
No, it was worse than that, even though the actual thing was more trivial. It was some guy named... Oh, yeah, you saw it. It was like Eric Scary or something. Scary, maybe? I'm thinking of Richard Scary. But he tweeted this picture of Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and he was like... wow, interesting that the person who claims to be like having money troubles is like, does that coat and jacket look like someone who has no money? And I when I last looked, actually here I can just pull up the tweet and get these beautiful numbers, because it's really good to see. Oh no, he deleted it. Oh.
Yeah, he deleted it, but the thing is that this guy whose name you just said it like 2 minutes ago, I literally forgot it already. This guy had a history of taking pictures of, like, taking creep shots of women's feet in public and being like, wow, this woman's foot is perfect except for that weird bump on top of it.
Yeah, so basically all of the replies, he had about like 500 likes and about 16,000 replies. So that's a heck of a ratio, and like most of them were saying like how did you get this picture, since you're not like legally allowed to go near women anymore, or something like that. And then Merriam-Webster on Twitter just tweeted a link to their post about the word ratioed. Pretty fun to see people getting subtweeted by the dictionary.
Yeah, it's
how many levels of tangent am I on right now?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, Jim Acosta.
Let's get back to... Yeah, so Jim Acosta, rest in peace, that White House intern who Jim Acosta turned into Swiss cheese.
Yeah, he jumped 5,000 feet in the air and he did a ground pound and just obliterated everyone in the room, including Donald Trump. But the point is, he had his fucking like security credentials revoked, so he's like no longer allowed to go to the White House for this bullshit.
CNN and Fox News actually are...
They're suing the White House, right?
Yeah, they are. They're doing it. They're filing a joint suit, which is really surprising to see Fox fucking News jump on this. But like, I mean, it's very surprising, but not unwelcome.
Yeah, well, I mean, anytime Fox News does something that's like correct for journalism, it's like it's pretty clear that this is like for publicity, to be like, okay, this looks really bad, but we can put it on the record that we are like we're not that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
but don't give them credit for anything ever.
That is true, but like at the same time, like no matter what reason they're doing it for, like it still is like there are ends being reached here that would not be reached if it was just the quote unquote like fake news media.
I think CNN could probably handle it.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Clinton News Network, am I right, Democrats?
Hold on.
I mean,
Eddie Scary,
Republicans.
Did you see the Eddie Scary follow-up tweet?
I saw a few of him like retweeting people and being like, I don't even know what the ratio is, so...
Okay, well here's Here's a tweet from him from a couple hours ago. Attention, I posted a tweet earlier suggesting the incoming congresswoman looked well put together, elegant even, despite suggestions she's
And her
struggled.
beautiful
The tweet
feet.
was taken as something else, so I deleted it.
The tweet was taken as something else. So and then that tweet got mercilessly ratioed too. Good.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mike Cernovich told him to delete it. God, when Mike Cernovich is giving you the good advice. Ugh.
All right, let's hop off this topic because I got something else I want to talk about. So emulators have been in the headlines for the last week or so for two different reasons.
It's games news.
It's Hold on, are you all ready for the
Game Zone?
Gamergate moment.
Get it like Mario?
Oh.
Are you familiar with Mario, Sam?
You know, is he the one with the big titties?
Yeah, that's the one with he's the one with the big titties.
Okay. Yeah, I know him.
He's the one who puts the crown on and then he gets turned into like big horny.
No.
Did you just completely somehow either forget or miss the whole Bowsette meme?
Well, Bowser is not Mario, is my concern.
No, I was making a joke because people were putting that crown on everything.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw a whole lot of Bowsette.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
What? If you think you were the only one putting Bowsette on my timeline, you are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, you follow too many lesbians for that to be the case.
Yeah. I don't know why. Sorry, my tone there made it sound like I have a problem with that. I just meant yes.
Yeah.
Just a regular yes.
So the first thing that came to the headlines was that the recent release of the Sony PlayStation Classic, which, if you're not familiar, the Classic is the kind of thing that like big game studios have been doing lately.
Just all the classic PS1 games, like
yeah. It started with the NES. I mean, there's always been like these plug and play things, but like Nintendo decided to step up and be like, okay, we're going to make an official thing, make the NES Classic, put a bunch of like 20 or 25 classic NES games on a system you can plug into your TV with 6-foot cables that connect your controller to the system, because we still live in 1987 somehow. And anyway, so that started that, and Sony decided to get in and make the PlayStation 1 Classic. And there were some hits on there. There was Metal Gear Solid, for example, and there were also some misses on there.
Now,
to
be clear, because you said,
or Intelligent Cube.
To be clear, you said there were some hits like Metal Gear Solid. I think there was one hit, and it was Metal Gear Solid.
There were a couple of other hits. I'm actually going to pull this up to discredit you right now.
Okay, fine, whatever. Fucking see if I care.
People
have tried, nobody's succeeded.
So Final Fantasy VII.
Who?
And Tekken 3 are on there.
Okay, there's no fucking reason to play Tekken 3.
Puzzle Fighter 2? Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of Super Puzzle Fighter 2
Not everyone is
Turbo.
a fighting games person, okay?
No, it's not a fighting game.
Excuse me. What was it called?
Super Puzzle Fighter.
Right, it's a bunch of jigsaw puzzles punching and kicking each other.
It's a Tetris game.
Oh, no, it isn't.
It's competitive Tetris. It's like the Pokemon game that was on the N64.
Competitive Tetris is called Tetris.
You're not wrong. It's a head-to-head Tetris game where it's like a Tetris battle game where like you clear lines and you do Hadoukens.
Okay.
Anyways, so this came out to some kind of middling response, but recently there were headlines made because it turns out that this was being run on the it's powered entirely by the open source emulator, the PCSX, which is like the go-to emulator for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. I have it installed on my computer.
Don't admit that. That's illegal.
Yeah, fucking call the cops. I don't give a shit.
Beep, beep, beep. I narrowly stopped myself from doing more numbers than I remember how you call the police.
Well, the thing is, you also didn't call the police because those were 3 different dial tones.
Well,
and 911 would have 2 different dial tones.
Hello, 911.
Yes, I'll hold.
Yes, I would like to place a collect call.
Yes.
Please collect my friend, the criminal.
It's the emulator isn't, or the PlayStation Classic is powered entirely by the emulator, the PCSX, which is like like, it's really scuzzy. Like, it's a testament to how good the PCSX emulator is, definitely, but also at the end of the day, like, Sony is not kind to these emulators, and they just want to shut them down at every possible turn and then say, well, you already did the work, might as well take it from you and not give you any credit or finances or anything, which this guy's not, the people who made the PCSX are not seeking financial recompense. It's just a really scuzzy thing to do.
Wait, so they're using this emulator that they made. I mean,
Yep.
Okay, I guess it gets into a weird area considering the emulator was made to play
Illegally,
their games
yes.
without giving them anything, and then they're taking it to play their games without giving them anything. So I guess that is kind of a weird area, but
It's definitely a weird area, and there's no like legal like recourse for the people who generated the PCSX, and to my knowledge, you can still get the PCSX online pretty easily.
actually,
Like,
I don't
they
know
have their own website and everything.
because I think the creation of an emulator probably isn't illegal. You're making your own. I
No,
think
the
it's the
yeah,
ROMs that
because
would
the
be illegal.
The ROMs definitely are illegal, and also yeah, because the emulator actually, I remember this. Yeah, no, you're right, because not with PCSX, but with the PCSX, you cannot get a BIOS off of the PCSX download. It is literally a downloader for your PlayStation 1 and 2, where you can put discs in. You need to provide your own BIOS, and like the website even says, go into your PlayStation manual and like open it up and find the BIOS on like page 17 of the manual. The creation of the emulator is completely legal.
Right.
It is a simulation of the PlayStation 1 and 2. You cannot proceed without a BIOS, which is normally like written in some like thing in your PlayStation manual or whatever. There are things online where you can go to get a BIOS, but I don't know where the hell that would be. I've never done that. My emulator is completely with a legitimate BIOS, but you cannot get them on the PCSX website itself.
So basically, Sony
that
stole
BIOS.
something that somebody else made. I guess the issue is, do you really want to like get into legal
You
stuff?
don't. You can't.
Considering
There's
what you're doing.
You
yeah.
won't win this fight. You won't win that fight.
Yeah.
But even from an ethical standpoint, like even if they had just like straight up been like, "Hey, come buy this shit," like they still made the fucking emulator.
Yeah. So what? Wasn't there something with Nintendo?
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna pull up the headline, make sure I get all the details right, because I only was able to skim some of the headlines and I didn't. So the Nintendo issued lawsuits to a bunch of people who like ran the popular emulation sites like Emu Paradise and other such websites, or LoveRoms.com and LoveRetro.co.
For
The latter
fans
two-
of the vacuous spider from Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good joke.
No, it's not.
It's a joke.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Yep. So this was the couple Jacob and Christian Matthias. They were the Love ROMs and Love Retro were the joint property of Jacob and Christian Matthias. And then Nintendo sued them for $12 million.
Oh boy.
So this is Nintendo, like, obviously the law is on Nintendo's side here, and I can't really argue with that, but the thing is that, like, it's Nintendo, they just bankrupted a family.
Right, they basically just set out
Over-
to crush some people's lives.
Yeah, over, like, who gives, like, literally, who could give a shit that someone is playing an illegal version of E.T., because all of your legitimate copies are buried in the fucking desert.
Right, like excuse me if I want to play Cooking Mama 3 on my computer.
The thing is, there are two perspectives. There are two angles to come at this from. One being an angle of they are not selling a lot of these older games anymore. Like, the only reason Mother 3 is even remotely available in the state side is because of emulation, like, because of people doing emulation.
Right.
It would be a completely unaccessible to an American audience unless you wanted to fucking learn Japanese and buy a cartridge in Japanese and get a console that plays on NTSC and not PAL.
Like a true
or I might have
fan.
that backwards. Yeah, like a true fan. You can't play that. Also, the other way to come at this is from a completely preservationist point of view, which is I'm with both of these sides, but I've gotten really into the idea of video game preservation lately, because every single game, like, these are parts of history. Even, like, there's a really, really good, I think it was,
Stroker. It's called Stroker.
Yeah, that's the one. I think it was a Patrick H. Willems video. Let me just double check that. No, sorry. It was a Folding Ideas video where he talked about a really, really shitty video game called about the video game adaptation for the movie of Fievel Goes West. Or, sorry, An American Tale, not Fievel Goes West. Fievel Goes West was the sequel. Sorry. Rookie mistake.
I was mad, but
Anyways.
You apologize, so it's okay.
Anyways, Folding Ideas did a video about this game, and they talked about at the end how even dog shit garbage games like this that had really no right to exist absolutely 100% deserve to be preserved, because this is a part of history, and it's shitty games, but it's stuff that is going to be completely lost to history, because like cartridges do not last forever,
right.
Especially because they have the battery inside them. Like we're seeing this every year or so, you see a tweet going around that's like, man, it's so sad that I can't play with my Charizard anymore because my Pokemon Red battery died. But like that really is just what happens with like all cartridge games, and without like a digital database with which to preserve them, these games are just going to be lost to the sands of time eventually, and that's really distressing to think about. Even these games that are absolute dog shit garbage that no one but like a small group of people remembers, they are important to the history of video games and deserve to be preserved.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
and they won't be. Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah, they won't be, because Nintendo just decided to fucking take $12 million from these people
that they certainly don't have.
Yeah, no, they can just file bankruptcy, which I mean, they can like get out of this financially, but their credit score is going to be like shit box.
Yeah, and like it's because they did break the law, but the law is bad. That's it. The end.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to say about the emulator stuff?
Not really. Those are the only two big headlines. I'm just a little bit mad this week. Like the PCSX one is scuzzy at really, like, it doesn't really go far past, well, it's scuzzy, and like at the end of the day, PCSX is free to everyone.
Yeah. Including Sony. Oh god. Hadn't thought of it that way. Never mind, you're right. They win. They did it. So we should probably say what we're doing with questions at this point.
Yeah, so we're going to try and funnel, not completely get rid of questions, but we're going to try and move the bulk of our question answering to our mailbag episodes, because what winds up happening is that we go through like a bunch of questions at the end of the episode. It elongates the episode, and then
it's time to do a mailbag, and we don't have any questions.
Yeah, and we're like, hey, give us questions. And a lot of the questions that we get are, you know, if the question is like germane to a topic of the week, we're probably more likely to bring it up.
Right.
But like, I would expect us to not go above like 3 questions a week, 3 questions per episode.
Right.
And then we'll just like, the mailbag will just be cleaning out the ask box.
Yeah. So I'm looking at our questions right now. None of them are particularly relevant, but I've got one that we can answer.
Is it the one from Singing Shark?
No, but if you want to read that, go for it.
Okay, so Singing Shark asks, what shitty post-presidency hobby will Trump pick up that will cause the public to forget about his fascism? Like George W.'s funny dog portraits negate his decimation of the Middle East and the ascendancy of the anti-Islamic xenophobia in the mind of moderates and basic bitch liberals.
Can I give a serious answer? I have two sides of this answer.
Sure, go.
I genuinely don't think that Trump could ever rehabilitate himself in the eyes of the liberals. I don't think that will ever happen. I think that, I
mean, you say that, but like if I was like as politically involved as I am now back in like 2005, 2006, I would have said the exact same thing about Bush.
I think I would have too, but I think that Trump is different. I've never seen just such pure, like, the thing is, when it was Bush, it was a lot of, obviously they hated Bush and they made fun of Bush, but they also hated the Republicans, you know? It's such pure, just, it's all Trump. Everything is just complete tunnel vision on Trump as a person. And I really don't think that he has any hope of ever getting those people on his side. My second point is the amount of McDonald's that man eats. I don't think he's going to have a whole lot of time to pick up any hobbies, because if he has a second term, I really don't see him living for that much longer after the end of it.
Yeah, he's old as fuck.
He's pretty fucking old, but mostly he eats McDonald's. The fact that he eats as much McDonald's as he does and he's still alive, I don't understand how that's possible.
Come 2024, he's going to vacate the Oval Office so that President Clinton and Vice President Chelsea Clinton can move in. He's going to vacate the Oval Office and then vacate his body.
We didn't talk about how people are saying Hillary's going to run in 2020, did we?
I mean, I feel like she says that like every other week, where she's like, I would like to be president. Like we know.
Well, she's got to make good on that tweet where she was like, "Happy birthday to this future president," with a picture of herself as a little girl. So now it has to be true. It's fate. Do we have a funny answer though for what Trump could do? I
mean, I think he could just like. What if he just like went around to like Gallagher-esque shit?
Can I be honest? I think that I think the genuine answer to this, if Trump was done being president and he had some hobby that made Democrats think he was a fun guy again, literally he would just have to go back to being a game show host. If he just went back to being like a schlocky TV guy.
Okay, I've been president, but now I'm back in the boardroom. You're fired. You're fired. You're hired. It's season 58 of The Apprentice this Sunday after Survivor.
The funny picture of Trump like host at some award show where he's like wearing overalls and like a straw hat and he's holding a pitchfork and he's singing. Like he could just go back to doing that and the Democrats would be like, look at this funny old man.
Yeah. If he gets out of the Oval Office and he makes likes to make one self-referential, slightly self-deprecating joke, which he would never do, but like that's the liberals would just immediately fall in love with him and be like, he's got a sense of humor.
Hillary is being inaugurated. He is standing there, he like claps for her, and then he walks up and everyone's like, whoa, what's he gonna do? And he just takes off his hair and everyone's like, oh, we like him now.
Yeah.
And then he
just says, Hillary, I'm gonna let you finish, but and then he just like takes off his hair.
But I have the smallest hands of all time, and everyone be like,
was there another question in the inbox you wanted to tackle before we go to Lightbringers?
Well, if I think that's good.
Yeah,
we'll save the rest for mailbag.
We will indeed,
and
save
hopefully
the rest
we'll do
for
one this month because we didn't have anything to do one last month.
Oops.
Whoops.
What can you do?
Waka waka.
Let's do Lightbringers. So I have been in a very special kind of hell for the past week and a half. I've been extremely busy and my personal life has been very rough. Don't trouble yourselves. I'm 100% fine. There's just been a lot of family issues, as always is when you're trans and the holidays come around. But a real source of light in my life, and this isn't really something you can replicate yourself unless you want to go out and spend like $200-$300. My Lightbringer has been Smile, my new bearded dragon, who has just been. It's really nice to have a friend in my room again.
He is so fucking small.
He's so tiny. Ever since Chunk passed away back in May or June, my room's been a little bit sort of empty sometimes, and it's a little bit lonely, and it's just incredible the difference that a little guy like Smile can make, and I'm really glad. He seems like he's finally acclimating to my to living with me.
That's great.
I'm really happy about it.
Smile is a beautiful boy, and I can't wait to see more pictures of him in the Discord.
I'm going to post more as soon as we're done.
Hell yeah. Join the Discord for pictures of a tiny lizard.
His name is actually, hold on. Can I have another? I have another Lightbringer that I just remembered.
That his name is Smile Jeff Gerstmann.
What?
Oh, is his last name not Jeff Gerstmann?
I mean, it is now that you've said that, but no, sorry. My other Lightbringer is the reason that he is named Smile because my girlfriend sat me down and made me watch Ping Pong the animation, and it's literally one of the best animes I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've never seen it, but yeah, the main character's name is Smile, right?
Yeah, the main character's name is Smile. His name is Tsukimoto, but everyone calls him Smile. Sam, I'm not kidding when I say this. You need to watch the pilot of... Just watch the first episode tonight. Do that for me.
I don't know where to watch it. It's been on my list for fucking forever. I don't know where to watch it.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Oh shit! Okay.
No, it's not.
It didn't used to be.
No, it's not anymore because they took it off. But it's on Funimation for free.
Okay.
No ads, no nothing.
Okay, I won't watch it, but thank you. I'll watch it at some point. I swear to God, it's I really do want to watch it, but I never watch anime anymore lately, besides JoJo. My Lightbringer.
And also whenever you get sad and you want to when you want to spend time with your friend Nozaki-kun and Sakura and all those guys.
Oh my God, I love them all. Literally when you started saying Lightbringer, I was literally just like looking around my room because like fuck, I don't have anything prepared. But no, I can say this is kind of cheating, but my Lightbringer for this week is going to be A Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin, the second A Song of Ice and Fire book.
You did 3 hours.
We were going to record an audio Lightbringer, and we did. Me and Patrick and Zach and Caroline, and it went for 3 hours. Because there's so fucking much to talk about with that book. And I was like rushing us through everything. I was like, okay, we need to keep this moving. Like, we could have recorded like when I finish A Storm of Swords, which I've started and it fucking owns. When I finish that, I fully intend for us to do multiple recordings of Lightbringers for that, because this was too much. There's way too much to talk about for one recording session. So yeah, I'm going to be literally, I was trying to edit some of the recording last night, but it was so fucking much audio that Audacity was just like dying when I tried to do anything. So I'm gonna get that on the Patreon as soon as possible, but it's gonna be in multiple parts.
Speaking of Patreon, thank you so much to all of our patrons. If you go to patreon.com/HKIPGTV, you can go and help support the podcast. $1 a month gets you access to any and all of our bonus content, like those Lightbringers, like pre-shows and post-shows and mid-show things that get cut for length. Sometimes we have extended interviews that we wind up cutting down for for fucking time, for time purposes. Yes.
Sometimes I believe the other hosts and we cut it out because it's really uncomfortable, and then we put that on the Patreon for all of you to enjoy.
Yeah. That's
not true.
And at $5 a month, you get your name read on the show and a special user status in the Discord. $10 a month gets you even more special status in the Discord and the ability to listen to us as we record it live, like we have 3 people doing.
Yes, thank you to Ashy New, Shaup, and Stephanie, who is sitting in the Discord call, not only muted, but also deafened, so she can't hear us. The best way to listen to this podcast.
So with that all being said,
shout out to our $5 and $10 Patreon subscribers.
Fully automated luxury gay space Hellcat, Stephanie Ruff, Run of My Girl Fat Data, Pregnant Seidenfeld, David Besser, Hehe, Ronberg, Hahi Hui Ho, Ungazuma Kuabungo, 6 Round Shorter, Leaf Crunch, Low, Brian Alvarez, Moby the Panda, Nick Clarkson, Kadeho Jones, Flo, Steve Gold, Sophie, Destry Hawk, Single Player, Sonic Emperor, Peter the Disaster, Tuff for Me, John McCain, Funeral City, 350 million Dead, The Tallest Dude, Michael M. Surjack, Numbunner, Lippy, 500 B, Summer Guys, Helga K, Mr. Big the Cat, Harry Thomas, and Nishan, actual such as Elon Musk. Garfield Hentai, Benjamin King Sofria, Scout Shiro, Petaz, Evan, Ollie Anders, and Ellen the Anarcho Lalandius. I'm so sad that I couldn't make it through. I'm so fucking depressed, and it's all the fault of the fucking people who put
I gotta put some blame on and hi-hu-he-ho.
Also, it doesn't help that, like, there's, like, Destry Hawk. That's an H. What the fuck are you doing? I know.
I mean, that's been her username for always. Fuck B to Patreon subscriber in brackets exhales deeply.
Anyways, if you'd like to support us, thank you very much.
But actually, thank all of you.
If you want to find us elsewhere, we're HKIPGTV everywhere. Special thanks to Bisexual Punch Party for setting up our Reddit and posting the episodes like every day every week, every Friday when they come out. Thank you very much. We love you more than everyone else. Don't tell the others though.
Not true. We love you all equally. Yeah. You're all our favorites.
If you want to find me personally, I am at SunhatJania on Twitter. That's ZHENYA. I'm also that on Twitch and at snouts.online if you're on Mastodon. I'm also GSL Tanakas on Tumblr, and you can check out my other podcasts, Fear Baiting, where my friend Blair and I watch horror movies from a queer point of view, and The Wonder Years, where Blair and I, and also our friend Seda, talk about Animorphs. And those are both on the Noisepace.xyz network. Sorry, hold on. Matt's Canadian, so I think we're legally obligated to call it Noisepace.xyz. But
That's what I've been doing.
Thank you very much to
It.
Matt for hosting this show and a whole bunch of others. This week, I'm just gonna do the Max Fun thing and be like, this week I'm gonna recommend you go listen to City Girls Make Do. I listen to it like every week, pretty much almost as soon as it comes out if I can, and it's fucking good as hell.
Stephanie is, as I said, sitting in the call deafened, so I can say don't listen to
Okay,
City
sorry,
Girls
hold
Make
on.
Do. Instead,
Sorry.
listen to
Hold on a
Jurgen
second.
at my
Ashley was in the
podcast.
chat because they are $10 because she's a $10 patron. She's getting mad that I rushed her name, and so I'm going to double back and just say
Renaman Girl Fat Data.
into the mic very much like that. You're welcome.
Great. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at @PosiStress, or I'm positive-stress on Tumblr, which I never ever use. But more importantly, go on noisepace.xyz and listen to my podcast, Jurgen. It's better than HKIP. It's better than all the other podcasts on the network. This latest episode, we had Stephanie from City Girls Make Do, who is currently muted, so I can talk shit about her just like I did on the episode to her face over the internet. Just kidding. I mean, I did do that, but I'm just kidding. We talk about, my brother and I talk about the secret life of the American teenager, and it's really funny, and the podcast is really good because I'm really funny, and my brother's also there.
Great. Is that podcast?
Did we thank the taxpayers?
We did not thank the Taxpayers for the use of their song Evil Men off of the album Cold Hearted Town, Slap City.
It's good.
Yep.
And join the Discord. Thank you.
Yep. But until next week, I'm Sarah.
Yep.
Is this something that we do? I can't remember.
No, we've never done this before.
Okay,
but
sorry.
you are Sarah.
I am Sarah.
Until next week, I'm Sarah. And
I'm also Sarah.
But after that,
Memento
who knows?
Pokemori. Sorry about me, Memento Pokemori.
Memento Pokemori. Sorry about everything.
Bye.
Bye.